everybody, welcome. If you are new here, thanks for watching and checking it out. We're going to delve into our reading for the upcoming week, see what is forecasted to happen. We are going to kick off with messages from our fairy guides. Okay, the Fae want to come out and tell us some things. I hope they're telling us we're going to have better weather and it's going to be warmer, because it's been chilly here. Now I dropped some cards. We're gonna grab those. We'll give it one more. We'll give it another big shuffle and see what our messages are. Now I think that I heard before I jumped on here when I was asking for guidance from our guides that a lot of what we're going to talk about is going to be about healing. Right? It could be physical body, mental body, but health and healing. Okay, and then we'll see what else comes up. So, and I hear in my head also that there's still a need for us to be careful and considerate in our communications with others. So I think that the communications are still going to be heavy. Now, I don't think that that's for all signs or for everybody, but for some people who have felt like, I want to say unrest, for lack of a better word, like just feeling like they might want to jump to a different timeline. I think that the message is mainly for you, right? First, now, so if you haven't listened, I'll post it at the end, I'll link it. But if you haven't listened to the Friday recap reading, we talked about this. It was all about abundance. And the first card we got from the Fae is the Fairy Wishing Well, which is all about manifestations, expectations, and offerings. And you can see it's a great sign of abundance to come. And I think that continues to be the message, especially for those who have felt that they know that like they can't continue going forward in this fashion. I feel like there's a lot of like unrest, like like here, like in the heart chakra. It's definitely in the solar plexus chakra, right, which is right beneath the breastbone. But really feeling like I don't have what I need to move on from this, but I know that that's what I need to do, right? So if that has felt like you felt like a lot of stuck energy, or like you're trapped, and you're fully aware of it, but you just, you're just kind of like waiting it out. They let you know that things are going to be speeding up for you, and you'll see whatever it is that you're needing, right? For some people, it could be abundance. For others, it could be more stability. For other folks, I think it's more about feeling better. I think for some people, definitely having better mental resolve. Like I think for some people, what I'm seeing is that like some people have like their hands in their head, like they're just they know they have what it takes to move on, move forward, but they don't have enough like either energy or like mental bandwidth or capacity to do those things, and they know it. Like they know it, so they know that and again, for other people, I think that they're waiting for the right like partnerships to open. Like again, they know they have skills, things to offer, but they're waiting for like those partnerships to manifest. So again, it still contributes to that like heavy stuck feeling that a lot of us have been feeling, and like wondering, when is there a reprieve from this? When is this going to change? And so our first message from the Fae is a good message. Now, I don't know if you work with the fairy guides already. Maybe you don't. Maybe you're just exploring. There are a ton of fairy decks out there if you are interested in it. I have a few. This one is really a good one. This is the Lucy Cavendish Fairy Oracle. But the fairies are interesting because now that we're getting into nicer weather, you might be sitting outside. You might see flashes, right? Little orbs. Like I usually see flashes of green, and so you may, or if you take photos with your camera, like with your cell phone, and then afterwards, you might not notice it as you're doing it, but afterwards, take a gander at the photos. Sometimes you'll see stuff in your images, and usually it's the fairy trying to get your attention. So so you can invite them in to partner with you. That's where I was going with this. You can invite them in to be another source of guidance for you outside of your regular guides, right? So they like tokens and trinkets. So what does that mean? Meaning that you can, offer them little things, right? Like I leave stuff outside usually. On your altar, you can leave coins like she has, right? If you have coins, you can leave that on your altar. Outside, usually I start leaving like I'll leave a nut and like a little bit of honey and some other stuff, but they like little trinkets and stuff. Okay, they like to be remembered, and much like us as humans, they like to be appreciated. Okay, so that is our first message. Another really great message. Like I think we're maybe we're gonna have a better week than we did last week. Let's hope, right? We're going to now see what guidance we have from the planets. The planets? I meant plants. Maybe that was a slip on purpose. Maybe there's something alien that's going to help us. No, this is from our herbal astrology cards, and we'll see what, usually there's a plant and a crystal on here, and we'll see what guidance they have to offer us from the plant realm too. And maybe you are patiently waiting to get all of your seedlings transplanted as I am, but it has been chilly, so they're gonna die. And I think we have 2 messages, and we'll take a look at the guidebook on these too, but the first one is St. John's wort, and the message on that one is radiance. There are some hare, some deer in here. I think that's a blue jay as a spirit animal, and you'll see there's like a house aflame in the background. Now, if you grow St. John's wort, look, it has medicinal properties to make you feel uplifted. Things like that are in here. I grow St. John's wort. I don't know if I've used the actual herb in like any kind of an herbal blend. Maybe this is a sign to do that. So key words on this one, of course, are the sun, which you can see by the mountain at the top there, right? So the sun's in the card. Joy, warmth, resilience, happiness, understanding, manifestation, spiritual power, and protection. Again, all things that coordinate with the reading that I just did on Friday. Do give that a check if you haven't listened to that yet. And again, it ties in with the message from our fairies too, which is that we are moving forward, right? If it feels like you've been running, and you really need like a break, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. You're going to be happy with the result. So. And of course, this card also comes out during the midsummer, which, we're moving towards. And there is a lot of protective energy in this card. So guidance from this one: cultivate practices to help you enlighten and to gain truth. So yes. And that is definitely on the way. And I think that some of that unrest, right, for those that I said have been feeling like a little bit of unrest, unease, some of that is because you have been downloading a lot of truth, like a lot of messages, and it's like you're seeing things in a whole new light, or like you're putting together things that you didn't realize before about like society or the world, and it's leaving you perhaps a little bit troubled, right? So they're acknowledging your good work. Now, the other card that we received was I can't pronounce this, cordyceps? I could be wrong. I don't know how you say that. Okay. There's a big eagle here. I see eagles all the time. Have you been seeing this? Keywords on this one are revival, okay? Energy, renewal, soaring to new heights, opportunity, activation, resurrection. Of course, whenever I see the eagles, I see that as a freedom, right? And you may be too. As soon as I see eagles flying overhead, that's exactly what I think of. I think of freedom. And I've seen a lot of birds of prey of late. I don't know if you have also. So I take that to be that the eagles are here as spirit guides for us. So this particular herb is used in Chinese medicine. And it says it's for creating mood enhancing, positive feelings and joyful feelings. And again, I do not grow that herb, but I think that this is a great message because we have really been feeling a lot of this heavy energy, and this renewal is what we need. This uplifting is what we need, especially for those of us who feel like we've been running. We've been on the go. We've been doing it all alone. We're not sure. We're feeling tired. We're feeling fatigued, right? You know how I say, like, fatigued in our bones. This message, this comes about from our guides to let us know that that not only is help on the way, partnership and guidance and help is on the way, but that feeling of being stuck or trapped is going to be slowly released. Slowly released. Okay, now we're going to pull some tarot and see what messages they have for us about that area with health and healing, which is what I heard when I jumped on here, which is what I think they want us to focus on this week. So, okay, so our first message is it's temperance, and these are my herbal tarot. I love them. It has an herb on here too. That's echinacea. That I do grow in my yard. So temperance, what are they trying to tell us here? Be more patient than you are with yourself, especially for those of you who know you're really on a healing journey. Perhaps you've been sick for a while. Maybe it could be physical too, right? Maybe you're like physically healing from something. I know I am, like a surgery. And if you've been feeling frustrated, like it's just not, it's in your mind, like you're ready to be done with it. It's not going as fast as it can. There is a reason for everything. They want you to remind you of that and to be more peaceful with yourself, right? Like, especially if you sometimes feel like you're a little bit aggressive towards you, like try to dial it down with yourself. You're doing the best that you can. And I don't want to say you may need to lower your expectations, but you may need to give yourself a break, especially if you're somebody who has like a to-do list with like all this stuff on it. Like, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, and this. This might not be the time for it right now. This is probably a better time to rest, especially because you have been going and allow the manifestation to take place now, right? Allow these things to unfold in front of you, and see how you can balance like the need to move forward and do stuff. And I sense that a lot of us like have a deep longing to like get on with it and like move on, keep going. And so and of course you don't want to be stagnant, right? And like just be like, I'm not doing anything, right? Especially like, right, like those days when we feel like we can't like get off the couch and all we want to do is like stream Netflix or something. So like this card is asking us to balance both of those things, like meet ourselves somewhere in the middle with all that. And this reading is really for you. It's for you. So these cards, I believe, are related to you, not like your relationship with other folk. Not that that's not important, but that's just what I heard for this reading, that this is really centered on you and your healing journey and your self-care. And the reason why I say that, because I think for those of us who are evolving, raising our frequency, right? What does that mean? We're just vibing at a higher level, right? And we're feeling it. We're feeling like the other people that, right? Some people we used to be chill with before, maybe is growing harder and harder for us with some people. And some people we were not so chill with them, but we like tolerated them more. It's becoming more and more difficult, right? You maybe have felt this as well, to tolerate them. And that's because you are seeing things in a different light. Like as you're growing, your learning capacity, your knowledge building is like much higher. And so people who are not keeping up with that growth, they're not like in line with you. It's becoming harder and harder for you to have energy for them. I feel that for some of you, right? I know this includes myself too. It feels like an energy drain, right? Like you know that your energy is going to be drained. It's not like that this person has done something to you. It's none of that, right? It's just like, like I'm not vibing with that person. You might not even be able to like verbalize what it is. So I say that because this message and this whole reading for today and for the week upcoming is really for you to be gentle with yourself, right? Gentle with yourself. Okay. Now that being said, great first message. Our next one is the Fool. And the Fool, herb attached to the Fool is the ginseng plant. So there are new opportunities. You can see the sun is shining on this person's face there. The sun will shine on you again. You if you've been waiting for a restart, right? You're almost ready to like hit the replay button. It's coming. It's coming. It will happen. I'm hesitant to put a timing on that because I don't believe that it is the same thing for everybody in the collective. But even if the journey is smaller, like some people I think are going to be like wanting to do like big moves, like physical moves, like changes, moving to other places, other countries maybe. And for some people, yes. For other people, I think it's more subtle. Like for some people, I think they want to just work somewhere where they feel recognized, appreciated, like the light shining on them. So it's not the same thing for everybody. Remember, so this is really personalized to you. So you know yourself, right? Like, you know how they say, like, you know what your love language is? Like, same thing, even if you're at work, right? We have like a work love language. So it could be like recognizing finally, like, you know what? Like, I'm not cool with people who are taking credit for my work, and I'm going to stand up for myself. Or maybe you know yourself and you've in the past been like very reactive as a person, which reminds me of my my older dog, Sophie, very reactive. Maybe you're going to be more calm and lean back a little bit and say, you know what? I don't need to waste my energy getting into the muck with everything, right? So it's the cards and guidance here from our spirits is really to know yourself, right? Take time, right? And I think for many of you, you already know yourself. You know how you run, right? Like if you're running grumpy, if you run anxious, if you're running tired, all those things. But know yourself, right? And then relate the message to you personally. And then our next one is the Ace of Pentacles. So, Again, in Friday's reading, we got the Ace of Pentacles too with a different deck. And the coordination with this one is whole grains. Okay, so there is definitely new opportunities manifesting and coming your way. Some of it is divine, right? So some of it is like fate related, and it's part of a cycle of evolution for you. Like for some people, they've been closing out a cycle. It was pretty long for some people, depending on where your sun, moon, and rising are. For some people, they're closing out, cycles that were in place for, close to a decade or so. And so you can feel it, right? Like maybe some people are, like completing a program or like graduating from a program or something, or other people just feel like a completion of something. So what that completion is doing though, and like that finish of that is really opening the door to better things for you, right? Things that are more complementary to the you now. For some people who have been on this like journey, or who have been like going through some program or whatever, like you're at the end of that. Like you feel like you've mastered something, you're at the end of it, and now you're moving on to the next challenge, the next stage, right? Now, we're gonna pull a card from the Seasons of the Witch. Now, as you know, if you've been here with me before, and if you're new, please do consider subscribing and liking it so you always see what's being posted. But I go with the decks. So when the guides tell me which ones to pull, I feel like I am the messenger and the scribe for the guides. And so, yes, of course, it's biased because I'm reading it and I've got my own stuff, right? But I just really go with it. Like, so in my mind, I was like, why are we pulling the Samhain Oracle? Because we're nowhere near the Halloween, right? But like also, I really do not try to force the readings. And so this is what I really heard to pull. So we're going to pull the card and see if it makes sense. Because I trust, right? After all my years of doing this, I just trust. So here we go. Let's pull a card. And I think we're only having one card. Okay. Oh boy. We're going to read the guidebook on this one and see what the keywords are. But we got haunted. What are we haunted by? She's a little bit concerning there, right? So, have you been feeling like vivid dreams and they're like super intense? I've had some vivid dreams, but I haven't been able to recall them completely, only like little impressions and scenes, and so they're just like weird. So you may be feeling that as well. So keywords on this haunted card are atonement and company. And so really this card is focusing on someone who is in pain or has trauma from either things that are done to you or things that you've done. And it's talking about the poltergeist becoming a physical representation of the pain that has been locked away and left to fester. Eventually, the pain becomes too much for the person to hold, and a poltergeist is born, bringing with it a terrifying display of what was hidden. So this card is about forgiveness, okay? And if you've locked something away and decided to ignore it, now's the time to own up to it. It could be a mistake, it could be a transgression, a misgiving, or if you feel that you need the forgiveness that you need is for yourself, now is the time to do that. And it just tells us, so this card is really about like when we don't face what is haunting us, it will come back to us. And so of course now the deck does make sense, because remember we're talking about health and healing, and don't forget that trauma lives in the body, is stored up here in the body. Some of us think, well, I'm going to ignore this, I'm not going to talk about my feelings, right? I'm not into that. And so okay, you're going to be stuck in the same karmic cycle, right? I see a lot of people like this who are like, I'm going to just keep everything on the inside. And this is a good time to let stuff out. Let it out, right? Either through talking or journaling or however you express yourself. But there's something inside you that just wants to be acknowledged, released, and to let go of. And I think for many of us, it is forgiveness for the self. For other people, forgiveness for, maybe you've made mistakes. Again, owning that that's part of the human experience that we're all having here. None of us are perfect. All of us, looking in hindsight, all of us would have game planned it differently and made different decisions. But we have to move forward with, knowing that we did the best that we had with the information that was available to us at the time that we made our decision. And maybe it was a time in our life when we weren't so spiritual, or we weren't so, as kind as we could be, or as generous as we could be. All those things are possible, but that doesn't mean that you have to, that's you. Right? Like, because we keep growing every day. So even if that was you yesterday, that doesn't mean that was you, that's you today. And if people are trying to make you feel a certain way, no, that's you don't have to accept that. You don't have to accept that at all, right? I just feel like some people who may be listening have people in their ears. It could be either at work, could be a friend group, neighbors even, who are telling you about you. You don't need people to tell you about you. You know you already, right? But some people have a picture of us, that's why, and they need to hold on to that picture of us for their own issues that they don't want to confront, right? It's all circle. Yeah, I know. We are going to leave off with a angel number for the week. So we're going to pull an angel number, see what we're looking for. Maybe we'll see this, right? Maybe you'll see it on the clock or on your dashboard somewhere when you look down at your phone, your watch. But this will be our message from our guides. And it's 77 and purpose. So it's 77 and purpose. And we'll take a look at what that means for us. We'll look at the expanded message. But it's 77 and purpose. Some of us are really struggling to find our purpose, right? Or I think some of us know what that purpose may be, but we don't know how to platform to get there, right? Maybe some of us know we'd be wonderful doing X, Y, and Z, but we don't know how to get there, or we feel like there's barriers in place. So this particular number is our spiritual wake-up call Check in on your mindset. Miracles and upheavals are heading your way, so approach them from a place of trust and love. Your connection to the infinite might feel tenuous at times, but trust that it is there. Cast aside those fears and doubts. Remember that you invite in more of that which you put out. You can always incorporate a little more love and light into your life. Again, we talked about like how a lot of us are like vibing higher and we're having less patience for other folks now. I think that that's going to continue to manifest for us. But we know, like, again, for some of us where we're just feeling like I gotta move on, right? I gotta keep going because I know, like, I have purpose. I have things to do. I have things to accomplish, and I can't be brought down by any of these negative Nellies that are by me, right? And I know some of you are amidst those type of folk. Make sure you take care of yourself and your energy, right? Make sure you use your guides to help shield you and protect you. Don't forget to do that as you go off to the workplace or you go out or, you know, wherever it is that you're encountering groups of people. Okay, that's your message. Thanks for listening. I hope everyone has a good week. I'll see you at the midweek. Bye all.